One is how can you find the good dividend paying companies? So it's
Okay,
more on
okay,
stocks. And the other one is if you think it's an appropriate time to be investing in Tata Group companies.
okay. Sorry, I just thought that most of the questions that we get are about mutual funds, so I just misheard that. Yes, so I was answering you the correct manner. Come to Value Research Online, uh, click on the list of any of the index and sort them by dividend yield. But don't get carried by, don't get attracted to dividend yields because there are a lot of components to it. How sustainable is the dividend? That depends on what percent of the profit the company. So you have to look at the payout ratio. How, once in a while companies give a large dividend and the dividend yield might look very high, but it has been a one-off opportunity. Sometimes the company sells its assets and gives you a one-time special dividend, but that may not be a sustainable continuing one. The other situation could be, a company which paid dividend and a company which paid good dividend continually, but its payout ratio is going up, which means it is coming to a point where it will need money for running the company or growing the company or reinvesting in the business. So the dividend can come down. So you can't really take dividend as a kind of guaranteed return. You have to look, back and forth, you know, in the past and for visualize the future to look at the sustainability of the dividend. Yes, and in fact, I'll just cite you one example that Noida Toll Bridge Company, before the High Court judgment, was yielding about 15% and looks like it was yielding 15% for a reason. Right now, after the stock price has crumbled, and this 15, 12, 15, 12 to 10 to 15% dividend yield has continued over the last 4 or 5 years, which means anybody who bought this stock got 10% of the stock price by way of dividend in the last 4 or 5 years. But today the dividend yield looks like 20% or 25% because the stock price has collapsed. So whatever you have earned by way of dividend in the past, you have lost by way of capital depreciation. And now this company's revenue looks completely impaired. So high dividend yield might have a catch. Be careful about it. A company which is yielding very high, showing a very high dividend yield, uh, also there is a reason behind it. It has to be for a reason. So unless until you can really decode it, go further, numbers reveal you half the story. Rest of the thing is hard work. Do the hard work, and then I think you can come up with some gems there. Tata companies generally, state of corporate governance in India, I think Tata still, despite the kind of dent on their brand name or the quarrel, but I don't think it is as much of an issue. Despite this big fight happening for controlling, for the stewardship of this company, these companies in the group, I don't think anything very questionable has come out as yet. Excuse me. And still I would say that they stack up well on corporate governance and stewardship relative to many other companies, and we are unlikely to see very nasty surprise here. Yes, there could be difference of opinion, there could be there could be questionable judgment, but I don't think we have ever come across a malafide which could be quite a real issue in many Indian companies. So on that yardstick, yes, if that has impacted the valuation of of some of these companies more as compared to other companies, yes, it might have turned attractive because they will weather this storm in over a period of time. But at the same time, look at the companies. You should not be getting attracted to Tata companies just because prices came down. Don't look at the stock price. I think the basic rule which everybody should follow while buying a stock is not look at the stock price, look at the business. If the business has potential, and then that is the second filter, and then it is attractively priced, it is attractively valued, it is a deal, then go for it. If the business is a lousy one, I recall Buffett saying that buying a good company at a fantastic price is not a good idea.